Greetings. Please like this video and subscribe to Gratuitous Recipes if you would like to learn how to make these delicious Brood X cicada tacos. Now, without any delay, let's get straight to this recipe. Well, 2021 has been one hell of a year. It is the year after a terrible plague has infected a vast number of the inhabitants of our planet and brought with it economic collapse, drastic inflation, a crippled global supply chain, and, as some might include in this list, the 17-year Brood X cicadas to emerge once again. Now, to celebrate the rare emergence of these plucky insects, I thought to myself, what better way to appreciate them than to ingest them in tacos? So, the first thing I did was look up a recipe for shrimp tacos, one with no nonsense, no stories, just straight to the point. A recipe for shrimp tacos, and then I scratched out each instance of the word shrimp, and I wrote cicadas. Now, why would I do that? Well, this is actually the third set of Brood X cicadas in my lifetime as a 34-year-old. You see, when I was around for my first set of Brood X cicadas, I was just a wee baby. But I did not miss the opportunity to give them a try. One such cicada met its unfortunate demise as it clumsily landed within my reach. I snatched the cicada in a baby death grip where only my parents could have saved it had they not been more concerned about capturing this Kodak moment. As a baby, of course, I then put it in my mouth to taste it. But I'll be honest, back then I was more of a dairy connoisseur, and I have no memory of eating the cicada anyway. So I really wanted to know what the experience was supposed to be like. Fast forward to my high school graduation, and the cicadas were flying about, buzzing around, going up people's graduation gowns, getting stuck in their long hair, splattering on the windshields of all these reckless, speeding, inexperienced drivers. But somehow, I did not have the desire in me to want to taste these bugs. I had always been an adventurous eater, and I had seen some recipes. I had heard the idea, but this seemed to be one step too far from me at the time. So now, 17 years later, and this opportunity arises once more, I decide I am not going to miss out on this several times in a lifetime experience. So late at night, as the cicadas began emerging from the ground with a fizzing, bubbling sound as the vast numbers burst to the surface and crawl through the foliage, collectively sounding like the ground is a platform of seltzer, they make their way to the fence posts, street lights, and tree trunks, where they plant their feet, split their backs open, and slowly shed their terrestrial skin to reveal their final stage as winged insects with a 2-week lifespan, filled with as much mating and egg-laying as they can cram in. Unfortunately for them, before they can get busy, they will have to let their wings and their skin harden, and while they wait is actually the best time to harvest them for food, as it is when they are at their most tender and delectable. Hundreds of cicadas' pale bodies extend off every vertical surface, ready to be plucked and stored for cooking. They can be frozen to retain freshness or cooked immediately, but since they come out at night at this stage, you will likely want to store them for dinner tomorrow night, especially if tacos are on the menu. I mean, you can have late night tacos. Don't let me stop you from having late night tacos, or even breakfast tacos. But I froze them for dinner the following night. So, when it came to this recipe, I really didn't know what to do. I had never tried them before, but if life is not about experimentation, then, it is. Don't bore yourself or others. Experiment in life. So, what I tried was first tossing them in olive oil, then adding some taco seasoning. And beyond that, we followed the recipe for the shrimp tacos. But every time it said shrimp, we used cicadas instead. I'll tell you, these little buggers don't taste anything like shrimp at all. They have their own distinct flavor. It is somewhat of a nutty, meaty flavor, somewhere between, well, it is unique. So we made these tacos and we feasted on them as a celebration of an event that has only happened twice before in my lifetime. And I hope that you had your opportunity to celebrate Brood X in your own unique way. Perhaps you froze some and will cook another recipe soon. Anyway, we'll see these guys again in 17 years. Until then, have a good time growing up underground. Oh, by the way, if you would like to try these, but did not get a chance to harvest and freeze your own fresh Brood X cicadas, you can always try the recipe by replacing the cicadas that replaced the shrimp with another insect from your local grocery store with a sustainable protein section. I suggest Mom's Organic Market. Moms, feel free to sponsor this video.